Welcome to video 4. Change happens when the body begins to mind. Here in this video, we'll be talking about the concept of letting go and holding on. Now, when it comes to our mindset, we encourage ourselves and others that we're working with to let go of old limiting thoughts, old narratives, old social conditionings, and the key one we always focus on is letting go of old limiting beliefs. But sometimes I find that if my mind wishes to let go of something that's not nurturing it, and my body is not engaged or embracing the same type of practice, then there's immediately a resistance. And in my approach is that we need the body to come online to support the changes that we want to manifest in our thinking. So when we consider, the foods that we eat and the absorption of the nutrients that takes place in the small intestine, and then how the waste is pushed into the colon and preparing then to leave the body. But you'll notice that sometimes there's an inability to actually fully let go, to be able to enjoy defecation and to be able to find a pleasure in the actual process itself. And because we're dealing with such things as in, around the pelvic area, there's often some shame attached to that arena. And that has come from our early childhood. In fact, that few people realize is that even in early toilet training, that the anal sphincter, which guards the doorway, say, of the rectum, that doesn't fully come on board. Full myelination is called, until a child is maybe a little bit older, maybe around 3 years of age. So if we're encouraging them at a young age to hold and to actually defecate, or poop, as they say, in the toilet instead of in the diaper or whatever, then the child's sphincter muscles, they don't have a neurological connection with that, so they have to hold on with their glutes and the pelvic floor. So they're doing the best to please their parents, obviously. But long-term effect, it sets a holding pattern in the pelvic area. And these are kids who grow up, and who knows, I might be one, you might be one, but we certainly know of one, who are commonly known as being uptight or even being a tight ass. And laugh so we may, it is a conditioning. So isn't it interesting, to look at the correlation between what's happening in the body and the inability for the body to surrender, to yield, and its inability to give up old thinking patterns that are equally as limiting and not nurturing our body and our mind. So what is it like for us, if we have a pelvis and especially a pelvic floor that's rigid and unyielding? And how do we get that in the first place? Well, what happens when we're not very confident in how we stand in the world or what we stand for? We often create a false sense of support in our actual pelvis. So we have a double, if we're unsure, we stand on our feet, but then we solidify our pelvis and we hold ourselves. And as I said earlier, we become uptight. And when we're uptight, we can't feel grounded. And the more ungrounded we feel, the more uptight we become. So we spend our day resisting gravity, never resting into the support that gravity and the world is offering us, the pure nurturing of nature, the life force, chi, ki, prana, that's urging to come up from the Mother Earth and nurture us. We've actually become blocked from that. We often have a term, in life as well, where we're asking people, oh, pull yourself together. And that's sometimes a requirement in our society. But how do we pull ourselves together is we have a tendency to draw our legs together and to actually compress and contract, as I said to you, the pelvic floor. So this in essence then, while it's creating a sense of unconscious support, but it also, as I said earlier, it doesn't allow for us to feel that beautiful life force energy coming up in this beautiful spiraling effect through the body in the conduit, because what's happened, the energetic conduit, through the conditioning that's offered us, it has become contracted. And so a narrow conduit is like a garden hose, and a full conduit, a full container, is like a fireman's hose. It would lift you off the ground. It will drive you into a whole new discovery of inspiration. So think about that. How do I wish to appear in the world? And am I able to relax? And am I able to let go? Am I able to surrender? Or am I holding on unnecessarily? It's actually very interesting to see how the body can formulate itself in a dichotomous type of existence towards what's happening in the actual thinking pattern of our mind. So as I said to you earlier, changing our mind, we just have to become more conscious of what it is that we have embodied. And a holding pattern that you might think is in the mind could very well be sitting right there in your body. And that could be the resistance that holds the key to changing your life. I hope this landed with you, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thank you.